Hello, my name's Lonnie, better known as Matt Hills in the gaming community and the vaping community. Um, this is my vaping story. I was 11 years old. I had a buddy of mine over, and he had some smokes he stole from his parents. And he asked me if I wanted one. And I was like, "Oh, I gotta ask my mom, man. I'm gonna get in trouble." I walked into my mom's bedroom and I said, "Hey, mom, what'd you think if I started smoking?" She goes, "I'd call you an idiot." Well, in my head, I was thinking, "Hey, it could be worse, right?" 35 years, it was worse. 35 years later, it was worse. Uh, I was laying in bed with my wife, and my whole left side was hurting, man. Just killing me, man. I couldn't breathe. I was hacking, wheezing, coughing. I mean, if you were ever a smoker, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Uh, well, about May of last year, um, we had a family get together. We do that a lot, get the kids and the grandkids together, barbecue and stuff like that, have a good time. Well, my nephew shows up and he jumps out of his Jeep and he comes walking over and he's got this thing in his hand and he's blowing these clouds. And I'm like, "Man, what do you got there?" And he's like, "Oh, man, I'm vaping." I'm like, "Vaping? What's vaping?" He says, "Oh, man, it's good for you, man. It help you quit smoking and it's more healthy." I was like, "More healthy? Quit smoking." That got me inspired. And then when I say inspired, I mean I was inspired. I've been trying to quit since 2008. That's 8 years, man. So I really don't generally do anything without due diligence. So I jumped into it, man, head first. Bam. I was working, 8 to 10 hour shifts at work, and I was coming home and doing at least 6 hours of research every night on vaping, man, every single night. And man, about 2 weeks later, I went back over to my nephew's house, and I was like, "Hey, man, where can I pick one of these things up at?" And he's like, "Man, here." And he hands me a E-Leaf 50-watt ice stick. He goes, "Here, man, you can take this, but you'll have to get, a tank or a mod or an RDA to put on top of that to get started." And I was like, "All right, man, that's cool." So I took that, and then my buddy at work gave me this little Addy right here. Put a build in it for me, man, wicked it. And I was like, "Right on, thanks." He said, "All you gotta do is just, drip on there." So I took it home, man. It took me a couple of days because I was trying to overdo it, before I could actually just smoke on it, not gag or whatever. I mean, I'm telling you right now, when I first started trying to quit smoking back in 2008, I tried the cigalikes, I tried the gums, I tried the patches. The patches made me physically ill. I mean, physically ill. The gums, man, I couldn't even stand the taste long enough to chew on them and just spit them out within a minute. And the cigalikes, man, you're like, and it's a little puff of smoke, man. They're completely unsatisfying. So, man, I quit quitting. And, fast forward back to the barbecue, man, and my nephew. And actually, fast forward back to my nephew giving me the little mod and getting the Addy. For the first 2 weeks, man, I was smoking about 3 to 6 cigarettes a day. Okay. And I did that. And then I told myself, "Man, you know what? You're going to cut back." So I did. And for the next week, I smoked about 1 to 3 cigarettes. And then I told myself, "You know what? That's it, dude. You're done. This next week, you're going to smoke 1 cigarette a day, and you're going to stop smoking." So that's what I did. And man, there was a couple times after that within the next month or so where I kind of got a little weird feeling like I needed a cigarette or something. But what I realized was it was not having a cigarette in your fingers and the transition to having this in your hand. It's a psychological effect. It's all BS. Once your body figures out you're still getting your nicotine, but you're not getting all the extra crap that's in the cigarettes, the only thing left is that little psychological thing. And it didn't take long because this is very satisfying. And it's what helped me. about 2 months after I quit smoking, I tried a cigarette. Just because out of curiosity. Man, let me tell you what. They say curiosity killed the cat. Let me tell you. I smoked about 3 or 4 puffs off this cigarette, and then I chucked it. I mean, it was like taking an ashtray and dumping it into your mouth, man. It was disgusting. And I was already really disgusted with cigarettes anyway. I mean, it was just killing my health. Now I can breathe. I don't get winded. Shoot, I can go out and jog. I can jog, man. Used to be, I run from like here to the end of the driveway and fall over dead. Just, well, yeah, no, not anymore, man. Not anymore. And that's thanks to vaping. Man, if you're considering making the switch or looking for something that'll help you make that transition into something that's harm reduction, let me tell you what, this is harm reduction. It's been proven 95% safer than smoking. One more time, I'm going to say that. 95% safer than smoking. And you know what? I believe in it so much that now I'm all about it. I went from, just my little Addy and the little E-leaf to now I'm blowing clouds and jogging, Not only that, I got my mother on a T22 Endura starter kit. I got my sister on the same kit. Mother-in-law, 70-year-old lady right here behind me. She was on oxygen, man, an oxygen tank. Now she's not. She doesn't even have the tank. She doesn't even use her inhaler anymore. I mean, I'm all about trying to get people to quit smoking now. I've helped some people at work. I DIY my own juice now. I'm building my own coils. I started my own little YouTube channel, just like a week or two ago. Just because I want to be in it. And my whole purpose now is to help others stop smoking. You know what? There's got to be a tool or a driver to get you from point A to point B. And whether it's your willpower or it's a cessation device or whatever it is, and whatever works for you, man, all I can say is just quit smoking, man. You just quit smoking. This right here is completely satisfying. And I don't even know what else to say other than thank you. Thank you to everybody that's out there. And you know what? Don't just believe me. Do your own due diligence. You can go to YouTube and look it up. Man, there's tons of people out there that have information. You can read articles and find out for yourself. Make up your own mind. And that's what I actually recommend that you do. If you do just a little bit of research, man, you're going to realize that this is way, way better for you. And by the way, I got sick like about a month ago and kind of caught like this cold, man. It was all congested and stuff, right? And my throat was real sore and such. So I decided, usually I wouldn't smoke when I was sick. So I decided I wasn't going to vape, right? Well, I didn't even have fits. I can go hours and hours without vaping if I want to. I can chain vape if I want to. I can do whatever I want. And it's not as bad as when you're on the stinkies. You know what I'm saying? So, man, all I can say is just quit smoking. Man, just quit smoking. My wife, she did this with me, and thank God for that, man. I saw, if it wasn't for her, if she wouldn't have done this with me, then I probably would have failed just because of the fact that, being in a house with a smoker or whatever is kind of a hard situation. But, it takes a little bit of willpower too. We both did it at the same time. She actually just straight quit. She went from cigarettes to vaping in one day. I don't know how she did that. She's a real strong woman. That's why I love her. Now I can play with the grandkids. I can toss. I've got a granddaughter who's 12, okay? And she's rambunctious, you know, she's a little tomboy. She likes to run around and jump on me and stuff like that, and wrestle around or whatever. It's hard to keep up with her at my age. I mean, I'm only 46, but at the same time, she's 12, you know what I'm saying? She's got all the energy and then some. I can keep up with them. You know, it just may, I know I'm going to be around longer to spend more quality time with my family. And to all you men and women that are out there that are, you know, helping people with product information, reviewers, you know, people putting out information. My buddy who hooked me up with adding, my nephew who hooked me up with my first little mod. Man, I can't say thank you. I don't have words to put it in perspective. But all I can say is thank you, man. It's changed my life. Man, my name is Lonnie J, better known as Mad Hills. You know what? I'm going to take a puff off this and let y'all get back to your business.